Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 2 as France, starting in 1920. This is episode 66, and we are at the start of part 3 of a sweeping carrier battle across the western Mediterranean as France attempts to pass a convoy from North Africa up to the south of France, and the Italians attempt to intercept us. So far, so good. In part 1, we dispatched an Italian cruiser heavy cruiser squadron that appeared in the midst of the fleet at dawn. In part 2, we managed to launch 2 solid airstrikes against the Italians and survived their counter-strikes with excellent performance from our cap. And here at the start of part 3, we are experiencing bad weather, which is stopping our third carrier strike going forward. The planes are ready on the decks. We're waiting for the weather to clear, but whilst it's a bit crappy, we are rushing up with our surface forces to see if we can catch and engage the Italians. Now, let's have a little hunt around and see who's what and where. So, first of all, here's the main battle fleet. 2 of our battle cruisers, plus 3 of our battle cruisers in the so-called scouting force, which is very nearby, plus 2 British battleships helping to support us, and our light carrier to provide cap and reconnaissance. So that's fine. They are chasing these reports. Now, it's entirely possible that the Italian fleet is scattered. Often the AI doesn't do a great job in keeping forces coherent. So I'm going to the reports that I can see. There are various float planes have just been launched in a fresh wave of scout missions. So we will perhaps see this whole area light up with other forces that become juicy targets for these. I believe I have surface warfare superiority over the Italians and carrier equivalence with them. I say equivalence. We do know that the Arione here has been sunk. Heron, I think that means. So that's great, along with an escorting destroyer. So that helps even up things a bit. If I go down a bit, we find our convoy with a near escorting set of heavy cruisers and bits and bobs that have straggled around. Over here is the redoutable, which took a torpedo hit, which I've told to go back to base, but will it do that? Of course not. And then a little further down, we have our main carrier force. Now, I'm sending them up. Let's actually go up to the maximum of 28 knots that's permitted from the current sea state. I'm sending them to catch up. They're about 50 nautical miles south, which is a nice, safe-ish distance. I don't want them getting too close. But I'm sending them north towards the Italians because when they have to do air operations, well, the wind is actually blowing that way, so they'll have to turn around to the southeast to do launch missions. And that's pretty much us at the moment. So let's take this off. We've got quite a long time to go. It's only 12 past 7 in the morning. So yeah, nearly 12 hours of glorious daylight to go. So no problems on time. So yeah. Really interested to see how this pans out. I mean, obviously, crucially, it will be whether this rain, and currently it's only light rain, whether it will persist or whether it will allow for carrier airstrikes. That will determine the entire course of this. If not, then these guys are going to bear the brunt of our ability to further inflict damage on the Italians. Now, you can see this is their visual sighting range. It's only 16,000 yards at the moment, so pretty rubbishy weather, particularly for the Mediterranean in the middle of July. And then the faint green line here is their radar. So These reports are about 20 nautical miles away, so we kind of are halfway towards seeing what they're up to. I was just wondering, what's this here? And then if we zoom in, and zoom in, and zoom in, why, it's one of our airships on a leisurely patrol. I love it. With some of its parasite fighters off doing their thing. So yes, sorry, it just amuses me. Right, let's push forward on the time and let things advance. Let me turn the speed up a bit and zoom in. So yeah, our two battleships, the two British ones, the Camperdown and the Howe here, and then our further ones down here as well. Oh, and there's another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus heavy cruisers. So yeah, let's see if we can find anything interesting. I'm going to go to the reports. So there's nothing new at the moment. Just some aeroplanes swapping around. So yeah. Where are you? And so more devastating performance from our Cap, shooting down 2 and damaging another 2 of the Italians. Well done, guys. Just check that my fleet is still heading north as fast as it can go. Yep. Still no more sightings of the enemy. Oh, except for these green things. Okay, so these look like, I'm going to say destroyers, to be honest. So let's turn towards now. One of the troubles is that, as you can see, our destroyers haven't done an enormously good job at keeping up with our battleships. So there's one group here. Now, of course, notionally they're going at 34, but of course, in reality, they are just doing 28 like everybody else. So let's get them and let's have a look at the guidon, which is also there, and get those to turn around. I will pull the speed of this just ever so slightly back just to see if I can't encourage these guys to wanted him actually, these guys to catch up a little bit. So I don't want them to cause too much vibration when they actually start to shoot. So no identification, but the Curzon sighting range is, it's now down to 11,000 yards. So, you know, it's pretty murky out there, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to find out what on earth is going on. So my gun line is a little bit scattered from Requin down to Liberté is 16,000 yards, so beyond the sighting. Already the Guiton has gone to AI control. So yeah, the ability here to do anything interesting in terms of coordinating the fleet is, I think, quite modest. So I'm bringing down the speed. These guys appear to have found a light carrier, which is nice. Especially as that's what the report actually said. Who knew reports could be true? Ooh, look at that. Oh, a full carrier. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? So we still have a few more destroy torpedo tubes left, but I'm going to move them out because I think they've done their bit. And the Toulouse, yeah. So the main danger, I think, for us is the gun ranges are ridiculously short. In fact, it's now down to 9,000 yards. And obviously we risk Italian torpedo nonsense. So I'm going to take some of these destroyers that are notionally on screen and head them in to go and do something useful, because I think that will be much more fun. Any others? Oh, the Guidon. Is the Guidon? No. It seems that support seems to have been removed as a mission in whatever we are in 1947, which is annoying. I'll see if I can put it to core. That might make it a little bit more useful. Don't think we've got many other destroyers around. Our own Lafayette is down there, so hopefully they don't get tangled up. Oh, look at those torpedoes going to the carrier. Oh, yes. And yes. Oh. I'm just going to savor this moment. Having lost my own most modern carrier in a previous episode to a submarine off battle in a randomness, this is, I believe, a moment of justice to have something there. Yeah, it's saying it's light damage, but it's on fire, and yeah. I'm going to put these guys back onto AI. They've used their torpedoes. They've taken some damage. They've done their bit. Well done, guys. So yeah, the main concern is like here and here of getting too close, being too complacent, and taking a torpedo ourselves. Oh, well. One of the Italian destroyers has just blown up. That's always nice too. Interestingly, my deadly cap is still dealing with the Italians. These must have been launched before the weather closed in, because I've just checked and I can't launch at all. Or possibly they've come from Sardinia. I wonder who that is. It's such annoying that I can't control Guidon here. So, yeah. Let's take Tourville up a bit, just to open up the range. Increase the speed to 24. 24. The British are trying to keep formation. Let's turn the Tourville and its friends to follow the line. Okay, and we're at 50% ammo, starting to come up. So, actually, let's take this up to 26. Actually, let's take it up to whatever we can. Oh, okay, 25 is our max. Let's push that forward. Now, Tourville can go faster, so my aim here, I guess, is, let me just put this back on, is our 2 battleships restricted to 25 with the British come on this side, and then take Tourville, Démocratie and Liberté, and take them down and see if we can get behind them and then round the other side. It's always good fun to sandwich a battle fleet. They may or may not want to cooperate with that. The guidon is just going off wherever it wants. I'm going to set it to screen. Maybe that will make it turn towards the battle. I mean, that captain would be so fired. I wonder how in Rule the Waves 3 this kind of thing will be dealt with, by the way. I'm really going to be fascinated to see how that all works out. See, guidon, it's just unchangeable. It doesn't care. It doesn't care what it's doing. It's just ignoring. Or it's totally lost. Pick up a few survivors. Ah, here's the Gloire. So maybe that will come and enjoy taking part. So splitting the 2 up is starting to work. And the guidon has finally started to go, oh, you know what, the battle, it's going in the completely opposite direction. And the Gloire is also doing some stuff, which is excellent. Let's start to head this way. As you can see, the AI is just having an enormous jumble. Obviously the mystery unidentified. Hopefully it would be the carrier. Now I do have to watch it. These ranges are 7,000 yards. They are teeny tiny. So let's just push that out a bit. Let's take the how, because there's nothing like sending your allies in the midst of the enemy. I mean, because this is all radar, daylight sighting range is 7,400 yards. Yeah, it's virtually night fighting. But the Gloire is only 3,000 yards away from its target, and it doesn't know what it is either. So very tricky conditions. I am nervous about the whole, torpedo-y thing, but without knowing what it is that I'm facing. Well, I'm facing an Elba-class battlecruiser with 13-inch guns, 11-inch armor belt. This is going to be a bit of a slugfest. I would imagine they're not going to come out of it too well. I'm going to bring the Tourville and its friends around, and I'm going to straighten up my line because I might get rid of the Elba. And that would be great if I got rid of another carrier and a battlecruiser on top of the carrier I've already got rid of. That would be a good day at the office. I would be very pleased with that. So again, sacrificial ships coming in all over the place. The Elba doesn't seem to be long for this world. Allegedly medium damage on fire and 5 knots. So that's great. I'm gonna have to turn these guys, I believe, because the Italians are all drifting to the north. So for the Tourville, etc., I'm definitely turning. Yeah, so the Elba's stopped. Still don't know what any of these others are. Okay, there's a light cruiser. And there's a carrier. Okay. Lads, you know what to do. The how is uncontrollable. I don't know where the camper town has gone. The, the Lafayette is pointlessly heading far, far, far north. Never mind, so long as it keeps out of this melee, that would be great. So, oh, 2 carriers. Excellent. Well, this one seems to be not moving at all. No, it's not. And we're hit by a torpedo. Well, I can't say I am surprised. Let's just see the damage. Okay, quite a lot of flooding, so I'm going to have to cut the speed all the way down and just detach it and take it out of the line until it recovers. Let's put it under AI and just swerve out and let these guys carry on with the good work. And there's another carrier. Oh my god. I think that's 3 and another 4. Bloody hell. I mean, frankly, this is worth. Why is he going so slow? Did I just do the wrong ship? Yes, I just did the wrong ship. Sorry about that. So bring it down, take it down to 6, 5 even. Just let them damage control, get control of the situation, and the camper down wherever it is. I don't even know. Ooh, where it is. What the hell's there? Where the hell is the camper down? Oh, it's right at the back here. Okay. I don't think we have any control over the British, do we? Oh, there's the how. Here's the camper town. So detach and see if that saves it. Right, I so want to get rid of some of these beautiful Italian carriers. There's another one. Let's have this. And there's another. I have to admit, this is ever so slightly a Rule the Waves 2 dream come true. Actually finding the carrier force whilst either the weather was nighttime or the weather was bad and visibility, so that the aircraft are neutralized, and sending a fast strike force of fast battleships or battlecruisers or even heavy cruisers to get in there and crush them. And here we are. I actually, that's a carrier. 2, 3, 4, at least at 5 carriers at least, plus a bonus battlecruiser 2. I mean, you know, even if I lose a battleship or 2, I will be a happy man. And you know, this is why heavy surface action ships remained a thing until aircraft developed proper night fighting capability, because in any poor visibility, carriers were incredibly vulnerable, or until the distances got so large for aircraft that it would be impracticable. So I'm just going to see if I can encourage it to, like, I don't know, shoot at these carriers, please. Now, it's always risky telling it to, is that right? Yeah. Because otherwise, you know, often, I probably shouldn't do that. If you take manual control of the shooting, you kind of have to keep on doing manual control of the shooting. So, oh, actually, I haven't got manual targeting on, so hopefully that will change. Okay, so that's a gunner. Oops, and we've taken a torpedo. So we need to take you out of the line as well. Take your speed down. Put you under manual control. Take it down to the usual 5. How's Tourville doing, by the way? So it's got its flooding down to 10. So hopefully in a little while it will be able to return to the fight. Oh, look at that. Two battleships bullying a carrier. So that's on fire, that's on fire, that's on fire, that's on fire. And that's crippled. So, yes. Oh, and a torpedo hit. Bonus torpedo hit. Okay, 50% of our heavy AA. I mean, look at all these glorious hits going in. Now, there comes a point when, you know, oh, that's interesting. When the weather may improve at any moment. I've just noticed that the sea state has fallen, and so we are not speed restricted anymore. I believe I am really just a few moments away from crippling these carriers definitively. Oops, where are you going? You need to come back up. And so I think it's going to be time to tell this lot. Oh, the Lafayette is going, oh, they're all there, I'll come and join them. No, don't. This is surface action time. So I'm going to take some control. I'm going to assume that these are all losses. I'm going to have one pass through to just make sure of that. And just check the Tourville. No, it's still flooding a bit. Let's pass down the side. Tourville's out of control now. And leave this. They're all starting to run out of both normal and heavy stuff. There goes the Aquilia. Umo. Oops. So I'm going to go. Can't control that. Can't control that either. So let's all move to the southeast. Sorry, the southwest. Oh. And there's another carrier, which is sinking. Okay. And the Astoria is heavy damage. Well, let's see if we can encourage you to go to the Astoria. The Astoria. There you go. Just a few passing shots. No. And yeah, let's crank it up a little bit. And this Italian carrier seems to have some weird death wish. It's also on fire. So yeah, I'm just pulling everything out. And then for the ships they have control on, let's go to the southwest. Oh, so tempting just to go, oh, one more. Oh, there's the chateau. Oops. I really didn't realize they had come so far. My mistake. And Dunkirk. Yeah, we definitely don't want the Chateau de Far or the Soule or the Joffre. And there's a fourth carrier somewhere. Oh yeah, here. So yeah, we definitely don't want them coming into all of this nonsense. There we go. So the light rain has stopped. It's still limiting carrier operations for some reason, even though it's only a moderate breeze and low clouds. And yeah, we're good. Also, talking about forces that we may have forgotten, I was just thinking, where's the convoy, and who are these guys? So now the Dessay has stayed loyal to the convoy, but I'm going to head towards the convoy. And yeah, keep that going. Still some people launching some final torpedoes. Yes. And then we're just going to slow down a little bit because we've been racing around all over the place. So let's cruise and cruise, and for the chateau, bring that down to 20 knots and take the whoops. So yes. Let's see how that all does. Okay. So that mysterious radar contact force seems to have gone. I'm going to bring the carriers back so that they are... what time is it? It's 10. So I'm going to say yes to a spot of search planing. Weird that they can launch search planes, but they can't do... well, they can now. Oh, so the sea state has whipped up again, but we can launch some strikes. And we have some ready. So that's great. So, oh, what the heck are these? So that's a camper down. And it's British destroyers. Well, off you go, mate. And stuff in there. So, for the... Oops. Just need to... Let's see what's the most recent report. See, it's still no decent reports, even though we found all that stuff. So I'm going to go for that one. So let us, first of all, send... Oh, we'll wait for these guys. There's only 5, so they must have taken some. I'm just going to prepare these airstrikes. So here's the first strike. This radar contact is 37 nautical miles away, so really close. And yeah, it's 2 lots that I will coordinate. So dive bombers, torpedo bombers, and fighter escorts, and off you go. And then from the other 2 carriers, the same mission. So let's launch them, and then that will give us a moment or two to ready some second strikes. But otherwise, let us continue. Okay, let's see if those planes are away. Okay, that's 2 more sets of strikes. So that's technically it's the 4th strike that I'm getting ready. The 3rd strike has just been launched. We're still only just over halfway through the time elapsed for this battle. So I think this is a good point to pause at this moment. Also, I have to, do some work. And yeah, been great. Been the dream of surface action and air attack coming together to produce a really decisive victory, I hope. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. See you next time.